Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing well. In this video, I will be discussing about another data structure in Python called tuple. So in this video, I will be discussing about tuple itself and tuple operations and tuple methods, and lastly about tuple concatenation and repetition. So let's get started. By definition of tuple, we know that tuple is immutable, ordered, collection of heterogeneous elements. What do you mean by immutable? Immutable means that tuple elements are not modifiable. Once you create a tuple, you can never modify its elements. Ordered collection means the order that you are giving to the elements, it will not change. And heterogeneous means any type of data you want, you can store inside a tuple. Your data type can be integer, it can be float, it can be string, it can be Boolean data type. So it doesn't matter. Any type of data you can store. So now let us discuss how can we create a tuple. How can we create this data structure? We can create this data structure using two ways. Either we can use parentheses or we can use tuple constructor. So both of them will work the same way, using this one or using tuple constructor. So let's get and discuss and create our first tuple by the name of my tuple. We will say my tuple. I'll give some values, for example, 1, 2, 4, 5, 65, 54. So this is my tuple. See, inside the my tuple, even I can have the name Ali, I can have the name Ahmad, and I can have the value, for example, Boolean data type like true, and I can also have some, for example, I will come here, I'll write 5.5. So as I said, it is heterogeneous element. Heterogeneous element means it can be integer, it can be float data type, it can be string, it can be boolean. Any type of data you want, it is possible. So now let me print it so that if I run it, see my tuple has every almost any data of data. It can have boolean, it can have a string, it can have float, it can have integer. And when we're talking about its ordered collection, it means I have stored one at the beginning. See now it's one is at the beginning. I have stored true in the last. True isn't now in the last value. So the order that I have given, it has not changed, and this is something that we need to discuss. And the other structure, which is called immutable, that I cannot change the value. For example, now if I want to change the first value, or this one I want to change to 1.1, it is impossible. Since now see, if I want to write 0 and if I want to write this one as a 1.1, it's impossible to change it. See, if I run it again, this one, it will take some time to run. See, it's a type error. What does it mean? Tuple object does not support item assignment. It means that once you create the tuple, you cannot change this value. This is called, this property of is called the tuple is immutable. Now let's go and discuss about the index operations or the operations inside tuple. So we know that in tuple we have either indexing or slicing. What do you mean by indexing? If you have this, if this is my tuple and I want to print some of the values, let us come and write my tuple again here. Since I do not need all of them, so I want put a small number of values. If I want to print, for example, the first element of out of this, then how can I do? I will be use indexing. If I want to print the last element, again, I will be using indexing. And tuple indexing, if you want to start from left side, for example, if you want to print this one, its index is 0, index is 1, index is 2, index is 3. If you want to start from left side, index will be started by 0, 1, 2, 3. But sometimes you do not like to write start from left side, you want to write from right side. From right side, indexing will be started by -1. See, I have written here, for example, the index for this one is -1, the index for this is -2, index for this one is -3. For example, if a person is saying print me the first element, you will write my tuple 0. See, it will print you 1. If you write my tuple 1, it will print you 2. If you write my tuple 2, it will print you 4. But if some people will ask you, print me the last element. See, counting like this, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, is okay if your number is small. But if it is more number, it is difficult. That's why if a person is asking you to print me the last element, you will start from right side and write -1. This is the last element, see, 43. If a person is asking, print me the second last element, you'll write -2. It will print 54. So this is the way that we are doing indexing. The next one is slicing. Slicing means that you do not want to print one value out of the tuple. You want to print multiple values or subtuple. For example, you want to print range of values. At that time, you can use slicing inside tuple. In tuple slicing, you need to use the name of tuple and then where you want to print, tell where you want to print. At each time, how many steps you want to put. For example, if I want to use this one, let me discuss. If this is my tuple, and I want to print from second to 65. So let's discuss how can I write this one. My tuple, then see, I want to print from second value. The index for second value is 1. So my start point is 1. And then I want to, this is my, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4. The last element that I want to print, its index is 4. But I have to write here 5. Why I have to write here 5? Because it will go from 1, it will include 1, but it will not include 5. It will go till 4. So that's why if I want to print from this element to this element, I need to write 1, 2, 5. See, it's saying 2, 4, 5, 6. Now, where can I use this step? The default value for this step is 1. Now, if I write here 1, also there will not be any change. It will print the same thing. Sometimes, if I want to print 2. I want to start from this place, but I want to print only 2, 5. I do not want to print 4 and 65. So if it's starting from index number 1, it should go to index number 4, but each time the step must be 2. For example, first time step index is 1, it will print this one. Next time 1 plus 2, 3, it will go to this point and it will print 5 to me. See, it is 2 comma 5. So now let's discuss about two methods which is available inside the tuple. We know that since tuple is immutable, it does not have much and more methods. Like we cannot add any element in the tuple, we cannot delete any element out of the tuple, and we cannot modify the elements inside the tuple. But we can use this two method inside the tuple. For example, count is used to check one element, how many times one element is repeated. See, if I have this element and I want to write 1, 1 and 1. If I want to know how many times 1 is repeated, I will just write my tuple dot count and write the element. It will say how many. It is saying that 1 is repeated 4 times. And the next one, which is index, it's usually used for searching purpose. We are using this one, that where a specific element is available inside my tuple. So let me check this one. So if I want to know the index number for 5, so how can I do? I will write my tuple, then I will write index for which element? For 5. See, the index number for 5 is 3. So this is 0, 1, 2, and 3. If I write 65, it will surely print for me. The index number for 65 is 4. Now let us discuss about tuple concatenation and repetition. What do you mean by tuple concatenation? If you have two tuple, how can you concatenate them? How can you make them? How can you mix them? It's surely it is possible using plus operator. So if you have tuple 1 and you have some values 1, 2, 3, and if you have tuple number 2 and you have 4, 5, 6, if you want to concatenate them, it is very easy and possible. You will say tuple is equal to tuple number 1 plus tuple number 2. Now if I want to print my tuple, see, they are already concatenated. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can concatenate two tuple using plus operator. And then how can we repeat a tuple? What do you mean by repeat? For example, if I have tuple number 1 or T1 and I want to repeat these values 3 times, how it is possible? I will write T1 or the updated tuple, I will write T1 multiplied by 3. See what it will do? It will repeat these values 3 times to me. See now, if I again print T, see 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. So we can repeat a tuple using asterisk or multiplication operator. Final thanks for your watching. If you liked the video, please subscribe the channel.